Hello there guys and welcome back to another video on my channel. I know it's again been a little while. You're just gonna have to get used to that. I don't think it's gonna change anytime soon if I'm gonna be completely honest with you. And this video wasn't, I didn't intend to make this video. It's a Friday. On Fridays I make previews on Blues Fans TV. But big news came out just a little while ago before I'm recording this. Because Chelsea have been cleared to sign players in the upcoming January transfer window. And that is of course big news because the CAS, the CAS, the Court of Arbitration for Sport, did finally reveal their ruling, their decision on Chelsea's appeal to the transfer ban that was put upon us by the FIFA back in February. And yeah, obviously, just said it earlier already, we are allowed to sign players in January. So of course, what the CAS, the Court of Arbitration for Sport, did is reduce / half our punishment, I guess, our everything that happened to us, it kind of just got halved. So instead of a two window transfer ban, it's been reduced to one. We already served that last summer, so now we're allowed to sign players. Even the fine we were meant to play of 600,000 Swiss francs was halved to 300,000 Swiss francs, which is roughly 230,000 pounds, 250,000 pounds, something around that. And yeah, it's good news, in all honesty. Like, I can't really complain. I will put the whole statement of the CAS on screen, so if you do want to read it, do read that. But what I will read out is basically the the important bit of the whole thing that you can see. The sole arbitrator found that Chelsea FC did not violate Articles 19.1 related to international transfer of minors and 19.3 related to the first registration of minors of the STP, but for a significantly smaller number of players, about 1/3 of the violations found by FIFA. In addition, the violations of other RSTP rules were found to be less serious than those attributed to Chelsea FC by FIFA. Accordingly, the sole arbitrator reduced the sanction to one single transfer ban, which Chelsea FC already served during the 2019 summer registration period, and halved the monetary sanction as well. So basically, just in like more complicated, more fancy word of what I just explained to you earlier. But yeah, basically, we were only found guilty in 1/3 of the breaches of the regulations that FIFA found us guilty for. This, CAS said, actually, they didn't do as much wrong, anywhere near as much wrong as you claimed they did. And also the other, in the other article, I guess 90.3, if I remember correctly now from reading it out, basically what we did wrong in that was nowhere near as serious as FIFA made it out to be. Hence why they felt, okay, yes, we still did things wrong, so we were right to serve one transfer window ban. We are right to, pay a fine of 300,000 Swiss francs, but it wasn't necessary to have for two transfer windows, and it wasn't necessary to have a fine of 600,000 Swiss francs. And as you might have known if you followed social media and whatever, and even talked about it with your friends, I guess, there has been a lot of debate within Chelsea fans whether we even wanted the transfer ban to be reduced, whether we even wanted to be allowed to sign players in January. Now, before the two defeats to Man City and West Ham, I think that was more of a split camp. Some wanted it to be reduced, some didn't. But I think especially the defeat to West Ham made a lot of people think a little bit differently and think, okay, maybe we should try and get this, or it would be good if their ban was reduced. And of course now it has. Now, there have been reports that apparently, Frank Lampard or Chelsea have basically a budget to spend of £150 million just in January. That is not even talking about next summer, which will be a completely different story yet again. But just £150 million to spend in January, which is quite big. It's a lot of money to spend in January, that is. And of course, there have been multiple players, multiple names that have been thrown into, the conversation, I guess. There's, of course, Ben Chilwell from Leicester. Is he available in January? I'm not sure, probably not, but possibly, I guess you could go try. A left back would be quite good, to be honest, considering we've been playing Aspilicueta left back in some games now, which I'm not the biggest fan of. When we have two left backs, one of them being absolutely awful and the other one was the greatest left back in the bloody world at the start of the season, and now doesn't really do much and doesn't even get to play every game anymore. So that's a bit strange. A backup striker, Giroud being out the door, Batshuayi seemingly not being trusted by Lampard to start games. So a couple of signings wouldn't be bad. Of course, there has been a lot of talk about Jadon Sancho, who has had a couple of disciplinary problems at Dortmund, also just direct problems with his manager. He was left out of a game. Then he turned up from being with England, the national team, a bit late, and he was left out of a game as well. Then he was put on the bench against Barcelona because he was late for a team meeting, and the manager said, "Oh, we need players that are 100% focused," and he comes on and he's by far the best player. Against Bayern Munich, he was taken off after half an hour, and they lost. What did they lose? 4-1 or something? 4-0, whatever. They lost quite drastically anyway. So but his time there isn't particularly great. All of that will reduce his market value a little bit. It will still be expensive, but that will reduce his market value a little bit. But will we try and do that in January? Will we try and do all of that in the summer? What will we do in January? It's very difficult to tell. Of course, there's also talk about Atel. There's talk about Dembele from Lyon, the striker. There's a lot of talk. News came out today that Erling Haaland from Salzburg, the Norwegian striker, as a release clause of 20 to 30 million euros, which you got to think about that in an extent. But I will make a video on who, in my opinion, we should sign and should bring in, or who I would personally at least like to bring in, in January. I will make a video on that. Well, in the coming days, in the coming week, I guess, maybe on Sunday. If not on Sunday, probably on Wednesday or Thursday. Because of, tomorrow Chelsea play and everything. And then on Monday, anyways, you don't care. But either Sunday or Wednesday or Thursday, I will make a video like that, because now that is actually a topic to be talked about. Because before, the transfer ban was uplifted, in my opinion, there was no point talking about that. But now that is the case. I don't know how long this recording is. I'm going to leave it here because, to be honest, there is not much more to say. I just hope that Chelsea deal with this appropriately, because I don't want us to go out and sign players that we really don't need, overspend on players that we really don't need. Don't do a Drinkwater. Don't do a Barkley. Don't sign players like that. That is absolutely unnecessary. Either we sign top players that will significantly improve us, or don't. Or don't sign anyone at all. The only position where I would, see that a bit differently is the striker position. Someone that, in the clubs, in Lampard's eyes, is better than Batshuayi and Giroud, but doesn't necessarily have to start above Tammy Abraham. Someone that's a bit of a better backup when Tammy is injured, when Tammy is, I don't know, I guess suspended in theory, or just needs, a rest. And then we have another better backup, because Giroud clearly didn't work against West Ham. I keep saying that. I've been saying that for, 18 months or something. And Batshuayi, seemingly Lampard doesn't trust him to start. He started a game against Man United in the League Cup. Wasn't great in that, even though he scored. So I guess the striker position is the only one where I'm like, okay, sign someone that's not a starting striker, but he still needs to be better than our current backup. So that is that. But yeah, guys, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you guys for watching. If you are new to this channel, I would massively appreciate it if you would subscribe. Yeah, like I said, I just massively appreciate it. Drop a like on this video. Drop a like if you're happy that Chelsea's transfer ban has been uplifted, I guess, or has been reduced to just one window, and we're now free to sign players in January. And any thoughts you have on the whole situation, leave me them down in the comment section below. And if you want to leave me any suggestions as to who you personally would like for Chelsea to sign, and maybe I'll include that in the next video, leave that down in the comment section below. Do you want Sancho, Chilwell, or anyone else? Leave it down in the comment section below. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Up to Chelsea, and I'll see you when I see you.